Hello, BA 2020, and welcome to week 7. Congratulations, we have made it to the final week in the semester. Great job on all of your hard work so far. We began week 6 with 758.75 points. You add together activities, our 2 chapters, the quiz and the video case. At the beginning of week 7, we are now at 856.25 points. 856.25. So measure your points in Blackboard against this total to see where you currently stand. Looking at our assignments for this week, we only have one chapter. That's Chapter 7, Operations Management and Quality. So you have your quiz, your homework, and also your video case, but also your final test, which covers Chapters 14 through 17, and also Chapter 7, which would be on Tuesday, August 14th, during the same normal time and stipulations as your previous test. So my supply chain majors, this chapter is all up for you. It's an intro into supply chain management. Being here right in the heart of Detroit, we are surrounded by the big 3, so there is a strong need for supply chain professionals, and that's why supply chain is one of our growing majors within the Mike Ilitch School of Business, so definitely consider it if you haven't before. But what is operations and supply chain? So starting with operations, the collection of people, technology, and systems within an organization that has primary responsibility for providing the organization's products or services. This is referred to as the transformation process. We are transforming a set of inputs, your raw materials, into a set of outputs, so your final product that is then sold to the consumer. So who manages that process? That's where supply chain and operations come in, because somebody is managing that entire process. The supply chain is a network of manufacturers and service providers that work together to convert and move goods from the raw material stage to the end user. So consider a shoe and all of the different components of a shoe that are necessary to build the final product. Somebody is managing the delivery, the ordering of these materials, where they're being delivered to the correct warehouses and at the right times, so that way production can be a continuous operation and the final product can reach the end consumer. When we think about a transformation process, we don't just want to think about tangible items, we can think about intangible as well. So again, the example here is referring to a law firm through the skills and knowledge of its lawyers and other personnel, transform this input into valuable legal advice. So it's not just with tangible products, intangible products go through a transformation process too. And yes, the automotive industry has a strong need for supply chain professionals, but logistics, which is another word for supply chain, is everywhere. Every industry, or many industries use them, including our retail industry. So Walmart was seen as one of the reasons for Walmart's success is because of their logistics system. It is said, or Walmart is said to have what you want when you want it, and that's because of their advanced logistics system that constantly monitors inventory and sends information out, so that way what you're looking for is always at stock in the store. So this is one of the main reasons for their success. But also, let's look at another example, Panera Bread. So another example of industry using sophisticated logistics systems. So this team is responsible for everything that comes through the back doors of a Panera Bakery cafe. So it's managing the inventory levels, looking at excess of 200 million pounds of dough delivered by 110 trucks that travel 9.7 million miles annually. So this is a very detailed field of industry. There's a lot to manage, a lot of information to manage, and it's 24/7. This is an industry that does not stop. So certainly something to think about if you're considering going into supply chain. And lastly, one of our largest logistics companies that we see them every day, but we may not recognize them, is UPS, right? They're delivering product from A to B. So who is managing that process? How are they ensuring that the products are reaching their customers, the end consumers, in a timely, efficient manner? There was one case study on UPS that just said them staggering the leave time of their trucks from the warehouse, how that changed how that reduced the amount of emissions the facilities were emitting just by staggering the leave time that the trucks were leaving. Instead of them all leaving at the same time, leaving in incremental times, so 1 minute, 5-minute differences makes a difference. So who managed that process? Who is deciding to make these decisions? All of this is involved in supply chain and logistics. Have a great week. If there are any questions, don't hesitate to let me know.